Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your September 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to deliver you a brief and succinct reading for your month ahead of September. I hope you're all doing really well. September is going to be a really awesome month for you, I think. I'm happy to see some of the energies coming up for you because it says to me that you are really coming to terms with the effects of the current Saturn retrograde that has been happening in your sign. You've got a little bit of everything coming up this month. I feel that you have to really be able to kind of move fast in every sector of your life, or be able to switch things up or shift things up, elevate things, evolve things in many sectors. So I feel that Aquarius's multitasking ability is really tested in September. And I feel that you have just a really good mix of events coming up here. So intuitively, Aquarius, as I'm looking at the cards coming up for you, I also think that you are kind of like in a bit of a mosaic experience, or it's kind of like you have multiple dimensions or multiple things coming up at the same time. As I'm meditating on your energy, as I'm feeling it out, it's like so many things happening at the same time, or so many different areas moving, almost like a solar system, so many different parts moving in different places and different speeds and different angles, kind of like astrology. Some of you might be getting interested in astrology. Some of you might be upping your astrology knowledge. Here it's a great time for you to study astrology. But I also just feel in the life of Aquarius, it's taking you from a very micro focus to a more macro focus. It's harder to just focus on one thing at a time. And I feel you're becoming super specialized at looking at multiple things at once and multitasking. You have the Fool reversed coming up, as well as the Sun, the Devil, the Chariot, as major arcana cards. So 4 major arcana cards. I always say it will be a very memorable month if you have 3 or more. So September will be very memorable for you. And again, those major arcana cards are all very different from each other. They're very different types of archetypes. So this again leads me to believe that you have big changes, big momentum, big shifts happening in different sectors of your life. So let's walk through some of those different archetypes and see how they come together. So the first one that I was drawn by was the Fool reversed, which indicates that you have this like very new thing that you're participating in. You have a new story, you have some type of new adventure, but it's kind of like a bit slanted, or it's not quite coming up the way that you wanted it to. So some of you are like starting the last chapter, the first step of the last chapter, the first chapter of the last book type of thing. So it's like you're really craving this new beginning, or you're really craving a new experience, but at the same time you have to start a finishing or ending process. And I think that this might be the last time for quite a while that you have to do that. So I feel that you really are about to be totally done with something. But you could even, bypass some of the joy of the way that some of these older stories are new if you get too upset with yourself, or if you get too discouraged about not having a completely new slate. So I feel that there's a little bit of a battle for a lot of Aquarius people, as there is a Saturn-Uranus square coming closer together, right? Saturn being in your sign, and then your ruling planet Uranus squaring that. It's one of the most growth through conflict-oriented phases of an Aquarius's life right now, I think. I mean, this is the pressure that creates diamonds, to be cliche, Aquarius. And I just want you to know that any of the experiences that you are going through in September, October, and November, really, these 3 months, may seem very difficult or very conflicted in a sense, but through that difficult sense of conflict, you are getting the code right, or you are really having to parse through all of the things that are kind of off and really resolve it. So if you saw my comprehensive astrology video collectively for the month, you would have seen me talking about how complete resolution is possible for a lot of people in September. So even for problems that have been going on for years, or little questions that you just could not, answer, those answers are coming through here. And there's a lot of light shining in with the Sun and the Chariot, and even the Devil card. I feel that you really can't mistake the nature of certain things in your life. So the thing with like the devil card is that the only way that it's a problem is if we don't know that it is what it is. So if we think that this negative force or this dark energy that we're connected to, if we think that that is actually a good thing, or if we think that that is more hopeful than it actually is, I think that you really get a clear understanding with the energy of the sun, which is an illuminating energy denoting honesty and clarity. I think that it really shines sunlight onto the devil. I like it when the sun comes up with the devil. It's very mitigating for that energy. It's just really going to show you what is a dark or light presence in your life and what is a healthy or unhealthy habit or goal as well. I feel a strong goal orientation whenever Saturn comes into your sign. It's likely that you will make a lot of progress on a long-running goal, or that you'll become very goal-oriented. So you're going to get a new look at your goals this month as well, and you're going to see them in a new light. And also, I think that you might meet one of them, or you might be in process or have quite a few different goals actually pending completion here. So what does that mean to you, Aquarius? What does it mean for you to see these goals pending completion? What does it mean for you to see this stage of your life, perhaps, really about to have a turnover or about to have some type of new level up? And how do you feel about the next stage or the next phase? Is there a new signature style coming through for you with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands both coming up very stylish, very striking, very dramatic even? Quite a strong sense of personal flair for you. What is the next level of your style? What is the next level of your personal essence? That might be really good to focus on this month as well. Let's talk about your week-to-week, Aquarius. So in the first week, you have the Chariot rooted down by the sun. Big pending completion. Also pending reveal. Okay, so you could be revealing a new business. You could be revealing also to yourself, like just coming to terms with yourself about something like, okay, I can't glaze over this situation and make it better when it's not, or I can't spray something that smells really bad with perfume and make it smell good. Like I can't make a mindset of poverty be a mindset of wealth. Like I have to actually change these things from the root, or I have to change what I'm focusing on. So this is a really cool little opportunity that you'll be having in the first week, where you no longer misjudge what something can be. So a career that is evoking a feeling of poverty to you, you're going to kind of know it as that, and you're not maybe going to try to make it be something it's not, or turn it into something that it isn't, to make it meet you. Rather, I feel you shifting and meeting something else. So some of you could be dating new people here. Some of you could also be job hunting at this time. And I think it's a really, really good time for Aquarians to find that new job, or to find new friends, to find new sources of light, okay, instead of sources of dark. You've got this light-dark battle happening with the sun and the devil, both coming up at the bottom row. It's like, what is my motivation? What is my source of motivation in this project or in this experience? Is it the sun? Is it the devil? Okay. They can actually be kind of, they're not really very similar energies. I'm more so thinking of like the magician and the devil, or even the fool and the devil. Those can kind of be similar as well, because you have this very strong feeling of urgency or need to connect to something and grow through something, which the sun is kind of like that too, honestly, because it's denoting, right, the sun, which is something we all have to connect to in order to live. And the devil can actually be like that too. So yeah, I actually will say that the sun and the devil have a similarity, where it's like, okay, where are we getting our energy from? The sun is always better, okay, because it's more infinite, it's more necessary. The devil is more of an illusory kind of feeling of power. It's like an illusion of strength and power, but it's totally contingent on that chain, or that unhealthy connection. So that's a really important thing for Aquarius to start seeing with Saturn. Saturn is also represented by the devil in the tarot. Saturn being in one of its final retrograde cycles, okay, for your sign. So these are like some of the last lessons about these unhealthy attachments, or about also these goals, dreams, or visions that require you to like sacrifice or require you to, I don't know, be in the proximity of some type of power system in order to elevate. There are things that are really coming up relating to that this month. But yes, for the first week, you have a change in opinion. I feel there's a big opinion shift for you, maybe about what you're dealing with or where you're getting your energy from. This could be anything from food, okay? This could be also financial system. This could be economy. This could be, I don't know, where else do people get energy from? Like media or art, okay? What are energy sources for you in your life, and what do you need to change there? Is the diet making sense? Is caffeine really a, sustainable energy source for you? You might need to make your energy more consistent. Okay, I'm seeing volatility with the energy for some Aquarians, which could be from caffeine or it could be from a whole host of different nutritional considerations. But try to see how you can streamline and get a little bit more consistency. Because something, again, is going to be shown to you in the first week. Something's going to be revealed. Maybe it's either about your energy, it's about your habits, or it's about also the way that other people are changing around you. So taking you out of the chariot and, putting you into the perspective of like the camera, okay? You might be watching somebody else totally change. And you might be observing that and learn through that. Week number 2, you have the King of Wands rooted down by the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, yeah, this Knight of Cups reverse has been coming up quite a bit this month. So I'm seeing that people are like struggling a little bit to be fully open about their wants or to be open about the totality of who they are. So people are worried that others will judge them, or others will even have envy or jealousy or seek to cause them problems. And this is a focus for September too, where it's like, can we find the group of people that we feel comfortable with? Can we start to craft or create a life scenario that gives us a greater feeling of openness or a greater feeling of trust? Because I feel like the Knight of Cups reverse is like a lack of trust, or it can even be like a sense of paranoia even, okay? So making sure that our lack of trust is actually warranted, okay? Or is there like a wound from the past that's generating a lack of trust as a default when it hasn't even been signaled that we can't or shouldn't trust people? Take a look at trust and take a look at also the turnover of other people in your life. I find that people with trust issues have a struggle a lot to meet new people or to create new relationships, and there tends to get like stagnation and even isolation. So King of Wands is having you open up. It's having you really go to bat for yourself, being your own cheerleader, and that's going to make you more popular. That's going to attract more people to you. But with this Knight of Cups reverse rooting it down, you might not trust that process, or you might even have a feeling to like reject these new people coming in when maybe that's not what needs to happen. Basically, make sure that you maybe like keep a journal, or I don't know, keep a record or something of who is in your life. And also, what I'm trying to say here, because this is maybe confusing to some of you, what I'm trying to say is like you might be surprised at how many people you're like not allowing in, or how many people you're not connecting to for like no reason, basically. So the intuition could be a little bit clouded. Okay, so also whatever you can do to sober up the intuition. Week number 3, the Fool reversed rooted down by the Queen of Wands. Okay, things are getting better. Things are getting more glowy. I feel that you are very stylish and very sought after. Okay, but it's so important that you enjoy that, I feel, because the Knight of Cups reversed and the Devil, it's kind of like a lingering insecurity within a beautiful, glowing life situation. Just a smidge, okay? Because you have a vast majority of very healthy yellow, solar plexus energy, stylish, theatrical, dramatic, transformative, honest, charitable energy coming in. And then there's just this little smidge of like mistrust and fear of connection, okay? So mistrust and fear of connection in the context of the third week of September and the whole month, really, I think that it's coming from, it could be a money wound for some of you. It could be also a wound that a previous romantic or even friendship partnership in your life has placed on you by by suggestion. Okay, so like a previous romantic partnership that has said like you're never going to be able to like transcend poverty, or you don't have the ability to have like your own business or to have your own sense of worth that is determined by you. And it's like you're still trying to prove it wrong. Something that's very clear about September of 2022 is it's like very important that we start to let those old things that we've already proven we can overcome totally drift away. So especially if it's from like prior to 2017, we have Saturn making a quarter return, okay, to when it was in Scorpio. So we have to see a huge letting go of anything that like predates, especially 2016, 2017. And we really need to be moving on into like the late 2020s at this point, or thinking about where we might be then, right? Rather than getting stuck on the past, which is not a very Aquarian tendency, but when Saturn transits your sign, it can make you more time conscious. Okay, so past, present, future is very important for Saturn to have like figured out all on every single side. So the third week is like just, you know, enjoy yourself, like have that fun, stylish, thriving experience, and don't deprive yourself also of the new beginning coming in. Don't question it. Don't question your style. Like you've bought these like beautiful clothes, or you have this like incredible new style, and you're like, what if I look like I'm trying too hard? Or what if I, like say for example, just a hypothetical, this is kind of like the energy that I'm feeling. It's like someone buys a really beautiful garment of some kind, and it's just like so perfect for them. It's so beautiful on them, but they're like, can I actually leave the house wearing this? Like, is this too much? Is this going to make other people like, is it going to upset other people? Like how good this is? And that could be a symbol for a lot of things. Like, is this goal that I have, or is this dream that I have, is it too good? Is it going to make other people feel bad because it's so good? That's a big Saturn in your sign type of thing to be going through. It's a big thing for everybody with Saturn in Aquarius, because we have this like question of like, how do other people react to my status, to my placement again, Aquarius, the 11th house. This is society, groups, networks, professional networks, even like politics and things like that. So with Saturn being there, everybody gets a bit of an identity crisis, and everybody questions like, how is my identity connecting to my community and also to like a global community, and all these different layers of geographic kind of connection of individual identity to that. And I think that this is kind of what you're being maybe a symbol of here, Aquarius, as an Aquarius, you know, with Saturn going through that sign. To what degree do you feel that you want to blend in with the group, or to have your own personal expression? Like that's different for everybody. And I think the third week of September is going to have you like kind of being like, okay, I don't have to necessarily blend in just because everybody else is kind of moving into like gray sweatpant mode or wallflower mode doesn't mean that I have to do that. So watch out for acquiescing to the majority here for you, okay, in the third week, because I feel that full reversed energy is very sad, because the full energy is there, the new beginning's there, it's very stylish, it's very funny, dramatic, smart, illustrious, I might even say, energy in this reading with the King and Queen of Wands, the Sun and the Fool, the Chariot and the Six of Cups. But you don't want to be like cutting yourself short, okay, or cowering down, okay. I also see people with a very tall energy. Okay, I think that your energy is very tall right now, Aquarius. And it's like some people are like, oh my gosh, what if I'm blocking someone else's view? Let me kind of cower down and not block other people's view. This is a very sad thing right now. And it's like they can move, okay, if they can't see. And talking about having like a very tall energy or being a tall person as well. So week number 4, you have the Six of Cups rooted down by the Devil. Okay. Try to transcend that dark feeling of attachment, like, oh my God, if I don't do this, I'm not going to have money, and I'm not going to be able to pay off like my debt, and I'm going to be in poverty, like these fears that lead people to make deals with the devil, right? transcend it with charity and giving nature. Also, somebody might give you something. You might have like a guardian angel come in. I think Six of Cups is kind of like a guardian angel energy. So, I mean, this stuff gets big at the end of the month, Aquarius. It's like guardian angel versus devil energy coming in here. And you've got to be able to identify which one's which and which one is the viable path for you forward. And I think it's very clearly going to be that guardian angel energy because you've got a lot of that coming in. Okay. I would also say in the fourth week, to try to let beauty be more of your life here, okay? This is where the last few years makes it difficult because there's been a big energetic movement towards minimalism and, not going to unnecessary efforts for like beauty or, decoration or things like that. I think you've got to start decorating. Maybe this is decorating your wardrobe. Maybe this is decorating your home. Maybe this is having a more decorative aura in public even participating in charity or being like that really colorful, vibrant person out in the world, okay? And it's not just about like being that, but it's about letting yourself in on the knowing that you can be that, okay? So this is a weird kind of distinction, and I'll try to go through it before we do the extended reading. You have to let yourself know that you can do this or that you can be this, what it is that you want to be, before you probably get to it. Okay, so this might sound very obvious, but I feel like there are a lot of Aquarians or a lot of signs in general right now that are questioning, why the heck aren't I where I want to be? Why the heck haven't I gotten to that point with my business or my love life or whatever it is? And it's because there's still like a poverty wound, or there's still something that's like wanting to blend in with the majority, which is going to be a kind of like very watered down kind of gray feeling at the very moment. This is going to change, but it's a feeling of minimalism. It's a feeling of kind of a slouched posture even for a lot of people right now. And that will probably be the case until Pluto gets out of Capricorn. Again, Pluto's at the anaretic degree of Capricorn, meaning that it's kind of like an elderly, tired and like frugal feeling. Okay. A lot of people feel very powerful in that right now. I'm just trying to break this down because I know that these things are kind of broad to think about without the context. And even simple feeling. But what I'm trying to really get across here to you, Aquarius, is like, I don't think that you need to blend in, okay? I think that Pluto's about to be in your sign, and there's not going to be much blending in, okay? You're going to be that power player, very likely, or you're going to be that very Plutonian person, and Pluto does not blend in, okay? So that's also might be what the devil energy is coming up, because it's kind of a symbol of Pluto as well. But you have to almost like give to yourself the right to be powerful in the situation, or the right to stand out, or the right to be tall energetically or physically, or the right to be a player, okay? When I say player, that might mean different things to different people. When I say player, like involved in that which you're focused on, involved in that which you want to be involved in. Okay, imagine loving a certain game and wanting to play that, or loving a certain community or organization and wanting to be a part of that, but saying, I'm just going to sit here thinking about it. I'm not actually going to connect to it. I don't know. I don't think that you have to do that. I think that you can actually do what you want to do now. Anyway, Aquarius, let's talk more about it in your extended reading. Let's talk more about the way that you can get more clear on the status of some of the things in your life. I feel that in order to really move forward with this, you need to not be confused about what you're actually dealing with right here and right now in the present moment. I'll get a central theme, 2 supporting themes, and a significator card to get more information. I do these extended readings for every sign, and you get all of them for the 1 membership on my Patreon page, as well as weekly tea chats for the week ahead every Saturday that are only available over there. I'll link it below and in the center of the screen. I hope you all have a wonderful month. Let's do this extended. Much love. Bye.